All right, friends. This session is for 1 hour, and there's a lot of meat around this, and we need to look into a lot of aspects of predictive analytics. So I would request you to just hold on to your questions until we get to the end of the session, because otherwise we'll not be able to complete the session in the fullest, right? And also towards the end, I wish to showcase a small case study which will help you connect to what is predictive analytics and how can that be used in a retail segment, right? So let us continue with this session. Is everyone able to hear me? Because, yeah, so Venki, you need to probably check the connection at your end. Everyone is able to hear me. That means there's a problem at your end. So please fix that, Venki. Hey, hi, Shashi Kumar. Hello. Perfect, yeah. Let me put this in the slide mode. All right. What is data analytics all about? And how to become a data scientist? Do I really need to know predictive analytics for me to become a data scientist? Oh yes, answer is literally yes, you need to be a data scientist. So let me quickly show you a quick thing about data scientists, right? Data scientist is going to be the sexiest profession of 21st century. And this word called sexiest job of the 21st century is coined by Harvard Business Review. And they also make another alarming statement which says the shortage of data scientists is becoming a serious constraint in most of the sectors. That is where you have a lot of advantage potential to tap into, right? So if you want to become a data scientist, you need to possess the skills of building predictive models, predicting the future sales of your organizations, right? So in this agenda, we'll be covering what is predictive analytics, why do you need to know about predictive analytics, and why is predictive analytics all of a sudden becoming so imperative in the current world, right? We'll look into predictive analytics, the life cycle of that. What are the various career opportunities which are awaiting you if you join this program? We are also going to understand how companies are using predictive analytics, right? So here we go. What is predictive analytics? Predictive analytics is all about using your historical data. You use your past data, and by using few statistical algorithms and machine learning techniques, you'll be able to predict your outcome. You'll be able to predict the consumer behavior. Hey, is this consumer going to purchase the product or not, right? We'll be looking into artificial intelligence, wherein your machines are going to rule the world. They're going to become more and more sophisticated, right? You'll be able to detect who is a fraud. Say you're doing credit card transactions, which particular credit card transaction might be fraudulent transaction, because you know every now and then you receive a call from the call center. Whenever you make a purchase, a specific purchase, you get a call. You do not receive call on each and every credit card transaction that you make. However, you receive a call only on few transactions. Why is that so? That is called as identifying the patterns in your data, right? Yeah, Shashi Kumar, I have started the recording, right? You'll be able to use visualization. I'll be showing you that visualization, right? Which I've personally worked on a project, on a retail project. I'll show you that. Predictive behavior. Hey, will this customer purchase this product? Yes or no? A person who has purchased iPhone 6, is he going to purchase Samsung mobile also? Can I predict that behavior? That will help you in your decision making, right? And that will help you communicate better and to target your customers better and thereby increase the profits of your organization, right? What is the difference between analytics and being predictive? Predictive analytics. You just take your analytics a step forward, right? Sorry. Analytics is all about understanding your past behavior, but predictive analytics means understanding your future, predicting your future. Who doesn't want to predict his or her own future, right? So we can even predict our futures. Your futures would obviously be bright, you know, if you get into data analytics, no doubts about that. All right, observing the past trends is analytics. By observing the past trends, trying to predict what will happen to the future trend. Will my sales even increase now, or my sales decrease? Will my profits increase or decrease? Will the number of customers whom I'm going to acquire increase or decrease? So you will be able to take decisions, come up with some decision making based on predictive analytics. Using analytics, you look into historical data, you look into current data, but when it comes to looking into your future data, it's all about being predictive. Lagging indicators are the indicators which will not help you take any corrective action or help you do the course correction, right? For example, if I complete one quarter, if I look into all the past data, I'll come to know what is my profit. If you identify these kind of metrics, right, indicators, you'll not be in a position to take any action because already you know what your profits are now in this quarter. You cannot go back in time until unless you are into those, you know, scientific movies wherein scientists build some kind of a time machine wherein you go past in time and take corrective actions, right? Until unless you have that kind of an equipment, you cannot go back in time and take corrective actions. So that is a lag indicator. What is a lead indicator? If I predict the sales, if I predict my profits for the next quarter, and if my prediction says that your profits will be 10% less than your organizational goal. If that is a statement which I can make about the future, then I can take corrective actions to ensure that my profits do not dip by 10%, so on and so forth. That is the difference between analytics and being predictive. So what are the various roles which you see typically? Right? You look into these kind of rules, right? So let me highlight. Business manager. What does a business manager do? He's considered to be a domain expert. He makes decisions. He evaluates your current processes and looks into the return on investment. How much am I investing? How much amount am I getting back? And then comes your business analyst. What does your business analyst do? He's there to explore the data. He's there to visualize the data and also provide some reports to the various stakeholders. Now, this is the interesting profession that we are speaking about, a data scientist, data miner, because as part of your predictive analytics, you'll also be learning about data mining techniques. You'll be learning about advanced statistics. You'll be learning about forecasting techniques. You'll actually come to know what is the difference between forecasting and predicting. Are these two the same? No. So you learn about all these concepts as part of this program, right? and you have data miner, a statistician. What does this person do? This person is going to explore the data. He's going to segment your data and say, hey, if you're launching iPhone, come up with two variants, iPhone 5s versus iPhone 5C. If you're aware of iPhone 5 series, right? This happened. Apple has come up with iPhone 5s and 5C. Why did they come up with two things? Because they felt that there is one market which is niche market wherein people are willing to pay as much amount as possible. And there's another market, people there cannot afford so much, and if I can reduce the price a little, they'll probably purchase my product. So I've segmented them into two categories. That is segmentation. Predictive modeling, and we'll spend some time on discussing predictive modeling. I'll explain about a few case studies and all that, right? So how does it typically get started? And you have your IT manager. This is pretty self-explanatory, right? So let us look into the life cycle, right? First, you try to identify what is your problem. Then, of course, if you already have the data which you have collected, then you go with the data preparation. If you do not have the data, you collect the data. You go and collect the data by doing surveys, questionnaires, or if you already have some data available on the internet, you try to scrape through that and get that information. Then you try to explore the data. Is my data continuous data or discrete data? Is it nominal, ordinal, and things like that? You try to explore the data. Are there any outliers, things like that. Then you try to transform the data if required and build a prediction model. Once you build a prediction model, your job is not done yet. You try to validate that model. Whether your model that you have built, prediction model, right, is accurate or not. Once you validate the model and feel that the accuracy is good, then you deploy the model. In real life, you deploy it to the, and you know, you also look into the final results. After deploying, what are the results looking like, and you try to monitor those results continuously. So this is all about your predictive analytics life cycle. Let us move on and look into few of the examples or case studies where it is used. Yeah, so Mayank, so those are the differences that you'll come to know when you actually look into this program. But for, I'll quickly touch upon this. Otherwise, we'll not be able to complete. It's a bigger topic. So data mining is all about unsupervised and supervised learning, right? What does that mean? If you go to supermarket and purchase things, right, you tend to purchase toothpaste and toothbrush together. You probably may purchase beer and chips packet together, right? Or you probably want to purchase your shaving cream versus shaving gel together, aftershave lotion probably. So all these things which go together, right? If you analyze on that, you'll come up with some interesting insights. That is all about data mining unsupervised part. If you look into data mining supervised, right? If you get an email in your Gmail, you are going to classify that as spam or not a spam. Should it go to my spam folder or should it go to my inbox? Should it go to my social category or should it go to promotion category or should it be in my general category, right? All that is part of your data mining concept, supervised learning. Forecasting means there should be time series. It should be based on time. For example, my electricity consumption is increasing in summer, decreasing in winter. It's again increasing in summer and decreasing in winter. Or my sales is increasing during Diwali season and Christmas season. Or the number of greeting cards that are sold is increasing during Valentine's Day. Right? This is all about forecasting. How much should the minting happen? For example, if currency minting should happen, What currency notes should I mint at what pace? What should be the electricity production? Looking into the increase in the population, increasing the urbanization, increasing the number of industries, increasing the consumption of the power. What should be my electricity production? So all this is forecasting basically, right? And prediction, is also part of your forecasting. It's also part of your data mining, supervised learning. All right. So look into this campaign management. Take this example, this very example of you all attending this session, right? When would you attend this session, or when will you enroll to this program? If I market using social media, Facebook, or if I market using Google AdWords, or if I market using some advertisement on television, which advertisement is effective to ensure that you all really join this particular program, enroll for this program? That is campaign management. Customer acquisition. Here I have 10 customers. Which customer should I really acquire? Say there are, let me give you an example of two different customers here. There's customer A and there is customer B. Customer A has a revenue, or his, say, monthly salary is 1 crore. Assume his monthly salary is 1 crore, and this person's monthly salary is, say, 3 lakhs. Which customer should I go about and target for me to, sell a niche product? Which person do I target? Should I go and target person A or person B? What would your gut feel say? Or based on this limited information that I provided, what do you think? You go with person A, Aditya, right? So, do you know what? You have missed out on one key thing. That is, this person, though he has 1 crore, think about Vijay Mallya. Though he has crores of rupees, he's going to take a loan and he's going to default. Or he'll purchase your product on EMI and he'll not pay the EMI. Or this person already, along with 1 crore, right? He has 2 crores of expenses per month based on his earning versus spending power. These are the various attributes that you need to look into before you acquire a customer. Probably this person who is earning only 3 lakhs, right? He does not have any other commitments. Maybe he's a very good customer in terms of taking the loan and paying back and things like that. You can see the taskbar at the bottom. Can that be hidden? Yeah, it can be hidden, but it will come back once again. Is it distracting you from viewing anything? Yeah, is it distracting you guys from viewing anything, Gaurav? No? All right. So it's only the URL which is given here. Because when I navigate, right, it comes back. Yeah, sorry about that, but when I'm trying to navigate, right, it's coming back. I can't do much with that. I do not have a lot of control. Next thing is budgeting and forecasting, which we have briefly discussed, right? Forecasting is all about time series. Then you have fraud detection. Whom should I lend a loan? Sorry, whom should I lend loan? And if I lend loan, is that person going to repay the EMI, repay the loan? Whom should I give the credit card? If I give you a credit card, are you going to pay me or are you going to settle the credit card after making all the purchases, right? Next thing is promotions. Think about this, that on a daily basis, you keep getting SMSs from, say, Amazon or from Apple or whatever product it is. And they keep sending that promotional coupon. Will you even rely on that advertisement sooner or later? You will not do so, right? Say you are a bachelor or a spinster, not yet married, do not have any kids, or not planning to have any kids, And if I send you a promotion about baby kid product, will you even care a damn for that? No, right? However, if you are searching something around pregnancy online or based on some historical information, say in India, for example, in Mumbai, for example, people who are of that age, say 27, 28, 29, and if they earn more than 1 lakh per month, things like that, they tend to plan for families. Maybe. Based on these kind of analysis, if I can send a promotional activity or promotional coupon only to those people who are planning for babies, or people who are already pregnant, expecting babies, right? If I send baby care products promotions, then it makes more sense for me. I'm narrowing it down, right? This can be done using your predictive analytics. Pricing. Why should the price of iPhone 6 be $500? Why shouldn't it be $450? Or why shouldn't it be any other thing? Right? Why shouldn't it be any other thing, right? So that is all about your pricing analytics. Demand planning. I've given you an example of electricity production, right? As and how the number of people increase, urbanization increases, your number of companies increase, number of factories increase. As and how that happens, your electricity consumption should increase. Electricity production should increase. That is your demand planning. So these are all the bunch of possibilities there. And here are a few real life examples. Your Commonwealth Bank has built a fraud detection model, and each and every transaction, right? Look at this. Commonwealth Bank can reliably predict the likelihood of fraud activity for any given transaction even before it is authorized. Within 40 milliseconds, not less than a second, right? Immediately you get a call saying that, hello sir, did you make this purchase? If you say no, they're going to reject the transaction. How cool is that, right? Look into this Lenovo. Lenovo detected a product issue 30% faster and reduced warranty costs 10 to 15%. For previously, issues which were hard to detect, now they're actually looking into all these things, right? And you have something called as Salt Liver Project, which has come up with a forecasting model which helped them know the best time to sell excess electricity for the best price. Probably during your nights, everyone switches off their electricity. So you have some excess electricity at that point of time, simply lying there. Can I release excess electricity at nights or during non-peak hours for a lower cost so that I balance out things? Probably yes. So that's a very good case study, right? What is the difference between promo and campaign is a question from Jaishil, right? What do you mean by campaign? Campaign means I can either put an advertisement on television, or I can do a newspaper ad, or I can do a promotion on Google AdWords, I can do a promotion on your Facebook, right? That's campaign. What campaign do I want to choose? Do I want to choose email campaign, online campaign? What campaign? What do you mean by promo? Promotional activity. Whenever there's a promotion of any activity or product, right, you'll get a promotional email. You'll get a promotional code which says, hey, use this code and get an instant 10% discount. That is promotion. You're promoting your product, right? Basically, that's a thin line of difference between promotion and campaign, Joshi. And then we have Staples. Staples analyzes online and offline, consumer behavior to provide a complete picture of their customers. Let me leave you with this thought, for this slide. Let me take one of your name randomly, Jaishil, right? Jaishil and I are extremely close friends. and Jaishil is a campaign manager. All right, let me tell you this. Jaishil and I are friends, very close friends. And Jaishil is a procurement manager. And Jaishil's company is trying to procure laptops. And I'm into laptop selling business. So Jaishil comes to me and says, hey, there is this procurement contract which has been released. And I want to award this contract to you because you are my close buddy. However, I want 20% of the profit. All right, we both agree. No one comes to know. Contract is awarded to me. Now, I and Jaishil meet outside in a pub and I give him cash, 20% of profit. How can you even predict this kind of a fraud which happens under the table, offline, right? It's extremely difficult, right? Think about that. How to predict that? If the values are provided on the table, if the values are recorded, then it's easier for me to predict. However, it is extremely difficult for me to predict if the values are not recorded. I'll leave you with that thought and just keep thinking. All right, why predictive analytics? Because there are a lot of paths, right? It's a jigsaw puzzle for me outside in the world there. Which product should I launch? In which geography should I launch? What should be the price of that? Right, so all this uncertainty is there. If I take this path, will I even be successful or not, right? I think the number of users allowed for this webinar has reached, and I'm frequently getting that message. Sorry. Himanshu says, we can find by analyzing me expenditure. What is that? If I have more money, so I have spent extra. Yeah, true. Hey, keep getting this message, sorry. So visions of risk is required. You need to identify the risk involved in taking a decision, right? If you're launching a product and tomorrow if the product fails, it's gonna be huge loss. So even before I launch my product, if someone can help me predict and say, hey, if you launch that product, it's going to be a success. If you do not launch that product, that's fine because it might take you into losses. So this kind of prediction, if someone can do, even before I take an action, then that's gonna be the cool thing, right? For example, you can even predict who is the next president, who is going to be the next president of India. You can literally predict that. I'm not going to give you the solution, Aditya, at all. Are you thinking about, are you analyzing the procurement fraud that I'm speaking about, Aditya? No. I will not give you a solution because, you know, what do I say? That's, you know, the unique selling proposition, right? It's very key algorithm and all that. Even if I tell you, you might not be able to understand that at this point of time. Right? But offline, you can get in touch with me, Aditya. I'll see how I can help you with that. But I have a question from Ravi. How can we apply predictive analytics on student scores? You mean to say which student will score how many marks and things like that, Ravi? Is that your question? Is that your question, Ravi? That's gonna be a very simple model, Ravi. It's gonna be a very simple prediction model, right? Forecasting. You are looking into the previous scores of the students and you want to forecast the next score. You look into their previous semester scores and want to predict the next semester scores. You look into how many classes that person is attending versus what was his historical marks, right? And you can look into all those things and, you know, probably predict that. Sandeep has a question. Can you help answer how predictive analytics will help in identity and information security area? I can just give. Yeah, we can have a number of variables for student problem. Absolutely. You're right on that. You're right on target. So you spend majority of your time in identifying what are those variables which are going to influence your output. And what is your outcome? I want to predict the student score. Absolutely. There can be 1,000 also. I'm not discounting even one. There can be 1,000 variables also. But what are those variables which are really critical for me to predict my outcome? That is key, right? You can go about identifying many, but what are those variables which are extremely important for me to predict? That's of relevance for us, right? So let me take this Sandeep's question. Sandeep has a question. Can you please answer how predictive analytics will help in identity and information security? So are you speaking about the data security and all that? Or are you speaking about security of a different person, security of human beings? What is it that you're speaking about here, Sandeep? Access management. I might accidentally or willingly provide someone access to my secure data environment. Probably I'll give someone access to social security numbers. Probably I'll give someone access to my credit card numbers, right? I might be dealing with the credit card details of the customers, right? You know, again, you know, this is again domain-based question that you're asking. You need to look into various variables once again, right? You look into your historical information, no doubt about that. What are the security parameters that you have, right? Probably you look into what databases that you're using. What are the various locations on which you are trying to place your data? What is the firewall that you have? So probably you need to look into all that. So this is a bigger question, Sandeep. This is a bigger question, right? Is predictive analytics just the probability quotient of an event? No, it's very advanced, Mohan. It's not just the probability aspect of that. And then analysis, right now we need to narrow down. Absolutely, Aditya, we need to do that. How much is average income of a data analyst or someone who works with R? It depends on the years of experience that you have, but a person who has 10 to 15 years of experience, and if you're a chief data scientist, right, people tend to pay you $250,000 or so per annum. I've started working on a POC in this area. As of now, no product support. Yeah, absolutely, Sandeep. That's a niche thing, right? That's a niche thing that you're working on. It's all part of your fraud detection and all that. For predictive analysis, is machine learning algorithm the only solution, or we have some other means? Mayank, you know, for predictive analytics, it's not just machine learning. It's also about using statistics, right? You tend to use Poisson regression, binomial regression, negative binomial regression, right? You might use logistic, linear, multivariate. There are a lot of other statistic stuff also which will help you do that, not just your data mining techniques. Which statistical concept will help? when I have only subject score. What is subject score? Subject score, again, is each question carrying 1 mark, or do the lecturers or professors also give you 1.5 marks, 1.25 marks, or 0.37 marks? What is the data type that you're dealing with? You need to look into that. Based on the data type, your statistical concept is going to change. Assuming that it's a whole number, probably I would say I might use a logistic regression, or I might use some other technique there. It depends. Can we continue with our lecture and take questions only related to the current slide? Yeah, Aditya. What is a data analyst gets in India for 3 years of experience is the question Srinivas asked. I think 6 to 8 lakhs there. The audio has problems. Pinky, no one has problems, so you need to check your connection. So do Edureka conduct classroom coaching in data science and predictive analytics area? Yes, absolutely, Sandeep. They have a session on that. Currently, I'm in Java, how to become a data scientist. So Gyaneshwar, you need to join some of these kind of tutorials, which will help you gain the experience. I have total 4 years of experience. Is it fine to deep dive into analytics? Yeah, your data analytics is a fairly new concept, fairly new in the market. So I would request you to proceed and pursue that career now. All right. You know what? Predictive analytics can also be used in these kind of things wherein, you know, you can predict whether there's a place for you to park or not. Parking event, where do you need to park? Where are the parking lots available? Right? BMW is using predictive analytics to find a place to park. Automatically, while you go that route, while you take that route, based on your GPS, based on your parking lot space, you come to know where there's a space, and automatically you can go park there. Yeah, Google is coming up with driverless car, right? Car is driven using a robot. There won't be any driver at all. Predictive analytics, predicting on which route to take, things like that. It is extensively used in your sports domain as well, right? Which country would most probably win the next World Cup? Which player would most probably score a lot of goals? Which player would be tired after 1 hour of the play? Which player should I launch or introduce into the game in the second half? All these analyses are being done as of now as we speak. In Indian Premium League, right? For example, IPL. Whom should I pick for my team size? So that with lowest cost, I get the maximum benefits. I get the maximum profits. That is your sports related, right? And this is needless to say, right? As mortals, you need the ability to predict the future. If you're God, not a problem, but otherwise you need to do that. So predictive analytics, rising adoption, right? This is what Forbes has to say. The top objective for between 2/3 and 3/4 of executives is to develop the ability to model and predict behaviors. And I want to predict this real time. I'll explain about a small case study, right? And these things would become clear for you all. So these are the various companies which have started using predictive analytics and started gaining a lot of benefits, right? Best Buy determined 7% of its customers were responsible for 43% of its sales. Now probably I'm going to target these 7% of my customers and provide them with more profits, more discounts, and try to lure them and ensure that they stay with me. Olive Garden uses data to forecast staffing needs and food preparation requirements down to individual menu items and ingredients. Wow, how cool is that? Individual menu items. You're not going to have a generic menu item, right? If a particular customer is frequently visiting you, probably you'll have a personalized menu options for him. He can also come down, choose the ingredients which he wants in the food. That's superb, absolutely, right? And this is what few of the predictions for 2015 are. Business intelligence is all about reporting as of now. Based on whatever happened until now, I'm going to report upon that. That is business intelligence. All right? The future strength is going to lie in predicting the future. And there is a lot of dearth for data scientists. Your McKinsey predicts that there would be a shortage of 140,000 to 190,000 people across the globe, data scientists. Sorry, not across the globe, only in US. Only in United States alone, 140,000 to 190,000. That is a shortage that we are looking at. Here is a chance for you to just pitch in and, fill in the gap. Data science tools become a commodity. So you have a tool called R. R is an open source, it's a commodity now. So the price of the other commercial tools are also going to come down drastically, because R has 47% of the market as compared to SAS, which has just 11% of the market share, according to various research bodies. Predictive analytics, career opportunities. Here is an interesting thing for you, all right? Look at that orange graph there. And I've also told you that this is a new profession fairly, and in 2011 or so, it picked up its pace because of the burst in the data, because of the big data and all that. And predictive analytics is leading the race as compared to analytics or BI. BI is slowly dropping, or it's fairly constant there. But there is absolutely no comparison between predictive analytics job growth versus your business intelligence there. And here are the major companies which are using. You have your Department of Justice. Very interesting, right? If you have a high profile case, your judges are relying on statistics in sentencing a person to an imprisonment, or should we release that person scot-free. To take such a decision, they are using statistics, right? IBM has IBM Watson, which is used in your Wimbledon also, sport, tennis. Right? Intel, Dell, Bank of America, Walmart into the retail segment. Amazon has the best recommendation engine, right? If you search for iPhone, I'm going to recommend you probably Samsung or some of the Windows Mobile, and you are most likely to also purchase that or try to purchase that. So you have all those. How predictive analytics is being used in the industry? Here is a small snapshot of that. Cross-selling, upselling, right? Campaign management, customer acquisition. If you have Airtel, Vodafone, and few other mobile providers, they give a lot of importance to how do I acquire the customers, right? How to ensure that you do not move from one customer or one service provider to another service provider, that is attrition. Fraud detection is fast gaining, a lot of speed there, a lot of attention. And a lot of other things are there here. Promotions, pricing, demand planning, and all that. So here is a big question. Boost your career with predictive analytics. Learn how? Here are simple answers. This is going to be the game changer. No doubt about that. No questions about that. Analysis on past data is no more enough. And you want future prediction to be done on split of a second. I want to predict when a crime is going to happen, when a person is going to murder someone. That is called as video analytics. That is also fast catching up that attention there. Organizations are adopting predictive analytics and benefiting from it. And here is the most interesting part for you. There is going to be a shortage of data scientists, which still exists now. Now I'm going to take your questions. Even before I take your questions, here is a small case study from my end for you all. So there is this retail store which has various shops, right? There's a shopping mall which has various stores there. Men's apparel, sporting goods, footwear, life, home and lifestyle, electronics, and all these things. There are people coming in, right? When a person enters a shopping mall, he'll be given access to free Wi-Fi. And when I give you access to free Wi-Fi, you're going to connect to that and provide me basic demographic information, such as whether you are a male or a female, your age, and things like that. Very basic demographic detail. The moment you connect to the Wi-Fi, I'll assign you a MAC ID, which is unique ID for each and every person. And I'm going to track on how much time each person is spending in the mall. What are the various stores that he or she is moving around, right? And there, it's easier for me, right? If suppose there is a person in grocery store here, and he's the person who has searched online for baby care products, I would quickly send him a discount coupon which says, hey, the store which is adjacent to grocery store is a baby care product. You can probably purchase baby care products for 10% additional discount for you, maybe. There is a person, say, in your home and lifestyle. This person searches online. Say he's searching on Amazon for the cost of iPhone. Immediately I send a trigger to the iPhone store saying that, hey, there is a MAC ID who is just adjacent to your store. He has searched for the price of iPhone online, and he most likely might come to your store to do showrooming. And the moment he enters the store, there's a trigger which is sent to the store owner which says, the person who has searched online is in your store now. Then this person might provide him an instant discount. Say online, when he has searched on Amazon, the price was $500, but in the store it is $550. So you instantly provide him $50 discount to ensure that, you know, this person does not leave away your store without making a purchase. Right? I can look into all the trends. Look at that. Let me fasten it. As and how the time approaches 9 p.m., right? Look at that. It's now 7. Now it's 8. All the store will become empty and people will accumulate in the restaurant now. Right? Slowly they're going to the restaurant. Why is that so? Because it's night time. I need to have my dinner. So as and how it's night, probably the different restaurant shops can keep sending the coupons saying that there's a special 10% discount on their favorite food product and things like that. So these are the bunch of possibilities. I don't want to deep dive on this because there are a lot of additional parameters which have gone into this. So let me take your questions now. Oh, there are a lot of questions which have come in. All right, attending the course will get you real-time experience. Absolutely, Srinu, because there are a lot of real-time case studies which are discussed in this program. Which programming language is used? Vipul has this question on which programming language is used for predictive analytics, any specific type of programming. So we majorly use R. R, as I've told you, the tool R, just R, alphabet R, right? You can do a Google search. It has 46 to 47% of the market share. So it has its own programming language, which is extremely easy. Person who has zero programming knowledge can also learn R in a shorter time span, right? What analytics BMW used to find empty parking slot? Vinay, what analytics? All right. They look into GPS. They look into parking lot application, right? And based on that, there will also be your sensors to the BMW, which is going to sense quickly and say that while you're passing that road, that, hey, there is an empty space available there. I'll not get into the depth of that. That's just a case study. Whipple language heights are something like if Ashwin takes 2 wickets and Dhoni scores more than 40, then team India. Yeah, absolutely, Gautam. Absolutely. That is all predictive analytics. Venkat has a question. In real world, what's your experience in R? Do you have an which is more flexible in predictive modeling, Python or R? So I would say that, you know, R can do literally anything and everything in the analytics space. Just because there are 2 million users and all 2 million users are contributing to the development of R. But if you want to build dynamic applications, then Python is the best solution for that. If you want some kind of static, you know, application which you're building, then R is better at that. Where is this for? Is Ruth? I didn't get that question. What is the difference between analytics and predictive analytics? Manish, we have spent quite some time on that. Analytics is all about analyzing the current data and taking a call until then, right? Predictive analytics is all about future. Analytics is all about past and present. Predictive analytics is all about future. Srinivas has this question. Currently, I'm into .NET with 10 years of experience. I wanted to be in data analytics, learn predictive analytics from IIT Hyderabad, but not implemented. Was it the 30-day program? 30-day program wasn't extremely useful, right, in IIT, Srinivas? I wanted to know what are the subjects to be learned and what type of opportunities are available. So to be a data scientist, you need to know statistical analysis, data mining, forecasting, and data visualization. And opportunities are just awaiting for a person who has good skills on that. Yeah, Manish, because I've not shown you the entire real life data there. I've just shown you a sample. Manish. You mentioned analysis of past data is not sufficient, but isn't prediction based on historical data? Mohan, it's based on historical data as well as data points which you cannot even think about. At this, I've told you about the procurement fraud, right? What historical data would you have? If I want to predict fraud in procurement, Mohan and I are friends. We both meet outside somewhere and I hand over cash to you. How can you predict that? Will you even have historical data for that? So predictive analytics is not all about, you know, just having the past data, otherwise I'll not be able to predict. No, not like that. So Aditya, it's all about, I didn't get that question. What are the key skills of a data scientist? So Ravi, you need to have these skills wherein you need to possess statistical analysis skills, forecasting, and data mining. How can we predict something, Jatin? There are a lot of techniques for that. You know, and this program with Edureka is going to discuss in detail on how to predict something. I'm working as ClickView developer. All right, Venkat. So you are good at visualization, that means. Pratik, that you need to get in touch with Edureka support, right, on the cost. The example which you were telling, when crime going to happen, do you have any live example? That's pretty cool. So Sandeep, there is a video available on YouTube. Just type BBC crime prediction. BBC New York City crime prediction. You'll get to know about that. It's a 1-hour video there. Can we use our language with .NET platform? If you know .NET, right, it'll be easier for you, Akriti, to actually understand our language and start programming in R. Can you share with us the URL of the demo? Alejandro, I think you need to drop in an email to support. They're going to help you with that. Neha has this question. If predictive analytics can be applied to crime pattern detection, some of the tasks of data mining like clustering and classification, etc., has to be applied to group the similar data. Which clustering technique is more simple and easy so that it can be applied on crime data in automation? So you can Okay, again, with respect to clustering, there are several techniques. K-means clustering could be a better option. K-means clustering, right? If you want to do clustering techniques, it's easier. That is what I want to say, right? But again, it depends on your data, on your case study, on your business problem. You cannot bank on just one. You might tend to use 2 or 3 different clustering techniques. Can you please talk a little more about fraud detection, Ganesh? Fraud detection is majorly used in your financial services insurance. Yeah, you can apply that on your enemies, Sandeep. All right. So Ganesh, yes, can you speak? You're asking me to talk a little more on fraud analytics for fraud detection, right? So fraud detection is primarily used in your financial services insurance, wherein you might apply for a loan. Until now, you have never defaulted on the loan, but would you default the loan in the future? Just because you have not defaulted the loan until now does not mean you're not going to default it in the future. So things like that. You know, there might be a number of credit card transactions which might be happening online, right? Think about one bank, how many online credit card transactions would happen in a day, right? You have big data there. And trying to find out the anomalies in that and trying to predict which particular credit card transaction might be fraudulent. Maybe in the past you have never purchased anything worth $50,000, but all of a sudden there is a transaction on your card which is $50,000. That might be a fraudulent transaction. Or maybe you have not done this online transaction or some kind of transaction using secure network, right? Things like that. Maybe always you have been doing online transactions using your personal computer, so it had one particular IP address. Now it's a different IP address. So these are all the various parameters which people look into before predicting any fraud. Planning to learn R to integrate ClickView. Oh, you're trying to integrate to ClickView using R? Yeah, that's a good thing, Venkat. It was really a nice seminar. Yeah. I might be, it depends once again, but I am going to be the trainer for the session which is going to start from Saturday. What is machine learning? In which programming language we should write? Yeah, you can use R. You can use R. Yeah, Gaurav, I'm available on support at Edureka, right? The moment you drop an email there, I'll be getting that email for the clarification, right? What is machine learning? Yeah, you can use R for machine learning also. Machine learning is all about, there is an algorithm which you build, and that algorithm is going to learn on its own. For example, if you get an email to your inbox on some kind of a promotion, and you select that and click on spam, that algorithm has learned that if these kind of emails reach this particular mailbox, it has to be automatically sent to spam. Learning, basically, right? Over a period of time, this becomes more and more accurate. R versus Python, most widely used is R. What would be the role of predictive analytics in pipeline cohesion management? So you're speaking about oil and gas here, basically, Gaurav. So that's my industry or sector that I'm aligned to, right? Oil and gas. It depends on the quantity of the material, thickness of the pipe, what is the oil that is passing to crude oil, which geography. In some locations, the crude oil itself might spoil or erode your pipeline to a great extent. If it is, if you're trying to drill in the sea, you need to look into the salt water composition also, right? How salty the water is and things like that. And what are the other minerals or chemicals which would be there? How deep are you going to drill? If it's deep waters, the intensity would be high. So there are a lot of other things. So it's yeah, that is how you can predict, you know, by when is a particular pipeline going to, you know, there'll be some kind of breakage in between. Even before that breakage, probably a person can go do some kind of welding and do the fixing activity there. What do you mean by dynamic and static? When I say dynamic, right, Jatin, I mean on the fly now as we speak. For example, share market price. I want someone to help me predict the share market price while the share trading is in progress. From 9 to whatever be 3 or so, when the trading opens and closes, within that time, I want someone to predict. It should not be something like, I look into this entire day's data, I will sit down after the trading hours, and then I'm going to predict tomorrow what is going to happen. That is static, right? That's static. I want on the fly. That is dynamic, right? How can I join daily classes? Vijay, you need to drop an email to Edureka. This is Arpita. Does there is a better ID? Yeah, ID you can go with RStudio. In statistics, what should we know? You need to know hypothesis testing. You need to know regression and all that. Can you elaborate when you said Python is? Yeah, that is what. So if I'm building a prediction model for a client, and I do not want him to come back to me every time asking me to predict. Instead, I can probably provide him a web application, right? Or think about this. On Twitter, people keep tweeting, right? Recently, there was that Maggie incident. So people keep, you know, posting tweets, tweeting on Twitter. When I say dynamic, I say that you analyze that data as and how the data gets generated, and thereby give the information or triggers to the management saying that, hey, in the past 5 minutes, there have been 20 tweets on Maggie, right? And it seems that there's a lot of lead content on that, so things like that. How to set the tool R for web analytics and mobile analytics? You'll have to extract the data, put it to your R tool, and then analyze. But R is coming up with, or RStudio, they've come up with Shiny server. Whatever work you do, you can publish there. Yeah, Ankur? Kavita has this question. If I want to look into predictive analytics seriously, what should be my next steps currently? So I would request you to, you know, focus on R along with statistical analysis, forecasting, and data mining. These three would be the core for your success. How and what measures the reliability of the result for predicting? So each model that you are working on has different aspects, right? Some model might have something called as AIC. Some other model might look into R squared. So it depends on what model that you're looking into. Where is the chart showing great need for predictive analytics for? Ruth has a question. I didn't get you. Where is the chart showing? Sorry, can you rephrase that? Which other tools are available for predictive analytics? You have Stata, you have MATLAB, you have SAS, IBM SPSS, and all that. Minitab. What does the course at Edureka cover with respect to predictive analysis? Pretty much whatever I've been seeing are relevant for your data scientist, right? Statistical analysis, it looks into forecasting, data mining, and all that. Of course, many other things in that. Aditya says, I had my MBA in marketing and I have no idea of technology should I go for. Why Java? You are an MBA in marketing, right? You should be into analytics kind of a space, not Java, right? So I would request you to learn R. How does R can be used with R programming language? So Arpit, if you know Java, you can use Java code and write in R. If you know how to write in different other languages, you can use those languages to write in R. So that is how there is an integration, right? Any kind of tracking code is useful in this tool. Tracking code, Ankur. That's if you're speaking about the case study which I've shown, right? It's based on the MAC ID. Once you connect to the Wi-Fi, there is a MAC ID assigned and your movement is tracked using that. That is your tracking ID, MAC ID basically. Difference between data scientist and data analyst. There is no big difference. And nowadays they have come up with this new word called data scientist, right? It means the same. Is it useful in business analyst career? Yes, absolutely. I have about 15 years of experience, but now 2 years break in surveys. I'm upgrading myself with all the hard skills like Mahout, analytics, and all that. Getting a job would be a problem for me. No, Shanta, absolutely no, because it's a niche skill. There's a lot of demand. Don't ever think that, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be pretty easy. The recording will be shared in 24 hours. Vineet from Edureka has told that. Can you guide me? How do I apply your prediction? How machine learning is associated with predictive analytics? Shashi, machine learning has two aspects, classification problems and numerical problems. If you're trying to classify such as, will the person leave my organization, yes or no? Will this customer switch to a different vendor, yes or no? That is classification, that's machine learning, right? In the same machine learning, if you're trying to predict, instead of this classification, a number, how much salary can this person draw in the next 1 year? Numerical, then it's called as predictive analytics. These are used in conjunction, they're not used in isolation. Forecasting is time series based. If it's not time series based, then you can use something called as prediction. In short, in layperson terms, Arjun. I have understanding of VBA and SQL, how easy it would be for me to learn. It will be very easy because our commands also will be kind of SQL. Venkat. How can we apply this for share market? Absolutely, there's something called as financial analytics, Senthil Murugan, using which you can do so. I'm a fraud analyst and I would like to move into data scientist. So what would be the next step? So you need to, Ankit, learn all these techniques, right? Once again, the statistical part, forecasting part, and the data mining part, because for some kind of case studies, for some kind of problems, you end up using statistical analysis. For some other, you might end up using data mining. For some other, you might end up using forecasting. So it all depends. So you need to learn all these tools. Your strength lies in, using the appropriate tool in getting the solution for you. Is there any connection between R and Signal R? Signal R, sorry, I have not heard about that, Akrati. Is there a difference between variable and observation clustering? Variable is continuous data. I'm not sure observation clustering, what you're speaking about here, Ravi. What are the tools or frameworks we should learn to become a data scientist? R, and pretty much the same things which I've been speaking about. Arpit has a bunch of question marks. I don't know what that is. Other than k-means clustering, the data is not going to be real data, as I'm doing a project using dummy data. If you're using dummy data, probably you can do You're using dummy data. Whatever data you use, right? Probably that's a mocked up data that you're trying to use. Recording. Is R a big part of big data? Yes, yes, yes. R is big part of big data. I have understanding of VBA. It will be very easy how to start the R programming language. You should join one of these programs which will help you do that. Is a course good for database? Absolutely. Hadoop is all about getting the data from various sources, structured, unstructured, giving it a structure. From there on starts your analytics. I mean data scientist or analyst. Okay. Yes. Yeah, that's true. After course completion, is there any job assistance? I'm not sure. Probably you need to drop in an email to support. Yeah, Gaurav, sure. Thank you. Can R help with actuarial science? Absolutely. Actuaries do what? They're going to come up with the model, right? Insurance policies and things like that. Yeah, Akriti, it's pretty much useful there. Will you teach Hadoop also with R programming? There's a different program called data science, I believe, which looks into Hadoop also. How often do you know about the information? It all depends, Vivekanand, on what is the amount of data that you're getting on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, monthly basis, and things like that. As of now, you have some data, right? Some sizable data. Then you try to tweak your data. But it all depends once again. Right? It's not, there's no thumb rule as such. Are you going to cover all sorts of? Yes, absolutely, Srihari. What does R stand for? No, R doesn't have any abbreviation as such. It's just an alphabet. What are the prerequisites to learn? Nothing. If you just know English language, it's sufficient. Where is predictive analysis needed in the United States? Predicting your crime versus opening a new store. Walmart says, hey, help me predict a location where I need to open a new store for me to be profitable. Things like that. Yeah, there's a lot of difference, Aditya, between Hadoop and R. Hadoop is all about, in Hadoop, you cannot do all these statistical things which you do in R. Building the prediction model cannot be done in Hadoop. Hey, Ankur, sorry, we do not have so much time. What kind of reports can we generate from R? It's all about your analytics, predictive modeling reports. Is there any R&D department in data science field? Most of the companies have their R&Ds. Most of your universities, well-known B schools, have R&Ds in data science. What are the chances of getting? Vipul, there are a lot of opportunities for you to switch. Single R is a technology in .NET. All right. R is predictive modeling language. Yeah. All right. I didn't know about single R. Sorry. Difference between big data and predictive analytics. Big data is all about generating a lot of data which your traditional tools cannot use, cannot manage, such as you cannot analyze data using Excel if it's big data, right? So your traditional tools cannot handle big data. On top of big data or otherwise on data, you use predictive analytics. 2 years experience. I would say salaries are crazy, Jatin, but I cannot just give you. Probably I can give you a range. For 2 years experience, maybe it's going to range between anywhere between 5 to 10 lakhs per annum. So R is just a programming language. It all depends. If you have that skill, right, people would not hesitate to pay you even 10 lakhs per annum. So R is just a programming language and has to be used with some visualization tool. Absolutely, Akriti, you need to use some visualization tool, but R is also very good at visualization. But you can also use Tableau, ClickView, which is always aesthetic in visualizing. If I don't know about Hadoop, then we should come up with. If I don't know about Hadoop, then we should come up with data scientist. No, you can become a data scientist without knowing Hadoop. That's not a requirement at all. For web analytics, what reports can we get from R? Such as, you can get data such as which particular page are people most likely to visit on your website? How much time do they spend on a particular page? How likely are they to purchase a product from a particular web page? Things like that. Can we get a job only learning R? No, not only learning R. You need to learn all these techniques, statistical, forecasting, data mining techniques with R. Is R, yeah, there is something called as, web analytics and all that, Ankur. It's going to be helpful. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Jatin. Sorry if I have missed out on a few of your questions because there were a lot of questions coming in, right? So Any other question, friends? Thank you. Yeah, so probably you'll receive an email from Edureka team. So this is how your R is going to look like. Jatin, they have business analytics with R, advanced predictive modeling with R, and data science. So I think these are the three things which are available right now. Srihari course contents Edureka team is going to share with you. Hey everyone, please fill in the survey after the webinar, right? You'll be given a survey screen. You need to fill that. And within that itself, you have a comment wherein you can mention what are your clarifications, right? Probably they're going to get in touch with you. And this recording is going to be shared with you in 24 hours. It's my pleasure, Srihari. Yeah, we need to code it, Aditya, but the coding is damn easy. Don't worry about that. It's extremely easy. Don't get bogged down by looking at the code that I'm showing you. It's very easy. Thank you everyone. Big data has to be processed by something like Hadoop before R can. Absolutely, you got it, Akriti. That's right. Spark has MLLB. Yeah, Ganesh. What factors exactly differs Hadoop and R? Hadoop is all about processing the data, big data. R is all about building prediction models on top of the processed data. Shravant. Can we use it for predictive analysis? Which one? Spark? Spark, yes, you can use that. It's a new thing which is coming up. So many tools available for analytics. Which one to learn? R. Only R, Jatin. It's gonna rule the world. R. No, you'll be getting the feedback screen once you leave the session. Ankit, it would take, I would say, 2 months or so. It all depends on your dedication once again. But I would say 2 months should be good enough. Yeah, if you start right from the scratch, I would say so. All right. Thank you so much, friends. I'm going to stop the session now. Cheers and have a good day. Hive, Pig, Mahout, so many. Yeah, that's all for Hadoop, right? Not for data scientists. That's all about big data, processing that and all. No, there is no globally recognized institute for R. Can you please list the things to learn to become a data scientist? I would say statistical analysis, hypothesis, regression techniques, and your data mining, supervised, unsupervised, forecasting, and visualization. But this all data can be extracted from random. How can you, Ankur? You can extract, but can you do analytics on top of that? When I say analytics, prediction. All right, friends, I need to drop off now. Yes, there will be live projects which will be given. So Aditya, the things that I've told, statistical analysis, data mining, forecasting, and all that. All right, I think you can approach or fill in your survey, and then they're going to let you know on that. All right, friends, good night or good day based on the location that you're in. All the best for your careers in data scientists. Thank you.